Hello, hello, hello. Alrighty, so today's subject: what happens if you sustain a hand injury? Ooh, okay, so I broke my hand, broke my finger. You must know, I guess technically dislocated the tendons and it's a mess. Anyway, so what can you do in the meantime while you may or may not have a guitar in your hands, or unable to have a guitar in your hands, or unable to play guitar for that matter? So pretty much here's some of the things you can do, or at least some of the things that I've come up with. Yeah, this is interesting because I've never had a hand injury outside of, okay, I've had a couple like injuries, but I've never had anything that comes from guitar related stuff except one. Oddly enough, I was practicing the intro to Perpetual Burn for 4 hours at one time, so I actually wrecked this knuckle right here. So I had to wrap my hand all up, and a few of my students actually probably remember me having that thing wrapped up for probably about the better part of a month. But so what are some of the things that you can do? And one of the things that I found myself doing was pretty much visualizing the fretboard. So if get all spiritual or new agey on you, close your eyes. Now visualize playing a G major chord. Try it. Just imagine in your mind's eye. Just bang out a G major chord. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Now try some scales. Let's do an A minor pentatonic, since everyone who's watching this probably knows how to play that. Let's start on the lowest string and play our 2-note string box. And can you visualize that? And how's this wrapping up with Jason Becker? How exactly does this pertain to Jason Becker at all? Well, Jason actually ends up doing a lot of visualization stuff. So a lot of the material from Perspective was written this way, and a lot of the stuff on the added songs that he has on his collections disc. He ends up looking at a fretboard, or even just visualizing a fretboard and realizing, it's a dun dun dun. All right, yeah, I can see where that is in my mind. Dun dun dun. I can see that, and so I know how that sounds. Or he does that. What are some other things? If you look at some of Jason's pictures, you'll see that he liked Bob Dylan a lot. So he actually had one of those like little necklace things with the harmonica holder. So why not take up harmonica and learn a couple of Bob Dylan tunes? Why not go out and pick up, after you go and buy all of Jason's CDs? Of course, I know everyone who's watching this has actually purchased every single CD that Jason has played on. Including the Richie Kotzen first album, because he produced that and all, as well as How To Now Hear This, because he also soloed on that. After you do that, go out and buy the Bob Dylan's greatest hits or greatest best of thing, and go and learn a bunch of those songs. I mean, they're not really rocket science, but at least it'll also help you understand where Jason is coming from a harmonic standpoint, because he listened to a lot of that, and I firmly believe that we're a product of our influences. So yeah, Jason listened to a bunch of Bob Dylan back in the day. Maybe he still does. But yeah, Jason used to play it as well. So, playing and singing as well. If you've caught the Not Dead Yet video, he opens up with him playing. He's actually playing guitar and singing. There's no real CD out there of Jason doing singing that I'm aware of. But yeah. So what are some other things that you can do? You can practice singing. How's that one? Yeah. For those of you who are slightly more music theory inclined, go practice your solfege, your do re mi fa sol la, do mi sol mi do, that type of stuff, or solfege or solfeggio. Or you can actually do just a bunch of other stuff, like try writing out lyrics. Although I have to admit I'm right-handed, so it's very difficult for me to actually write or typing, for that matter. That becomes something more like this. So yeah, I'm gonna just recommend try to do some visualization stuff, because when you don't have your instrument in hand, a lot of times you're gonna end up needing these type of things. Like, oh yeah, do you know how to play this thing? Okay, yeah, sure, I know how to play all these licks and all these things. Really, do you need to do you need an instrument in your hand to practice? Maybe not. Here's another thing to do. for technically trying to chop out, seeing how fast you can go. Check this out. This is funny. Can you imagine yourself playing like 16 notes at 300 beats per minute? Can you? Do you know how that sounds? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine doing that at 200 beats per minute? Can you imagine doing that at 100 beats a minute? It becomes interesting because, I can't physically play that. Well, can you actually imagine yourself playing it? And I don't mean like getting up on stage with, millions of people screaming your name. No. I mean like, can you actually, in your mind, imagine what it feels like to be playing some pattern or some licks or whatever it is? Can you actually imagine yourself doing it? And at least that's one of the first things that you need to do to be able to physically play it. I mean, if you have to come up with the idea first, like, hey, I want to go to the store, and then you go to the store, as opposed to like, I can't see myself going to the store. I hope I'll get to the store one day. No, it's like, can you see yourself playing 16-note triplets at 180, 200 beats per minute? Can you? Do you think you can actually visualize yourself? Imagine doing that. I mean, lie down. If you're going to sleep, this is actually what I do. Like just sit there, lie down, sit down, lie down, whatever it is, and try and imagine how it feels on the muscles actually playing a lick, playing an arpeggio, playing a chord progression. See if you can use your mind's eye to hear how it sounds. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do with your old gray matter up in the brain there, up in the old helmet that is our skull. So give some of those things a shot. As interesting and as boring as it sounds, a lot of things that I do when I go to sleep, I run through arpeggios in my head, and I don't mean like the those type of things. No, I mean like I improvise over changes in my head. I'm pretty weird like that, but so yeah, I pretty much get to worry about like, okay, well, I'm in this position and I'm playing these seventh arpeggios and superimposing them with, here's this cool scale lick and symmetric diminished. It's like, all right, well, this is just some of the garbage that I do in my head as I'm dozing off to sleep. And that is my alarm saying that I should wrap it up. So, anyways, that's it. Give it a shot. See what interesting things that you can use for your mind. Go watch a drummer. See if you can imagine what he's doing. Maybe that'll actually help you out with your own drum writing. Try writing lyrics. Yeah. Try doing some sight reading. Without actually picking up the instrument. Do stuff with your mind rather than worrying so much about your body. Because whatever you can think, I kind of believe with the whole thoughts are things philosophy, as in you think you're going to the store, you're going to end up going to the store. You're thinking you're playing fast, eventually you'll be playing fast. So, anyways, feel free to leave your comments, likes, dislikes, anything in particular that you'd like me to cover in some of these practice videos. Unfortunately, I get to wait for a little while for this thing to heal up, so then I can get my physical ability back up, so I can go through and record this Jason Becker instructional video. A little speed bump there, but hey, at least it's metal, and so yeah, not exactly one of my proudest moments, but anyways. Do the like thing, dislike, find me on Facebook, I'm on Twitter as well. Leave some feedback, you like it, hey, cool, thanks. You don't like it, you tell me I suck, alright, cool, thanks for leaving some, heads up. At least be constructive about it. Just like, you suck because you don't know how to video edit. Or like, hey, I want to know about Jason's house pets. I mean, I don't know. Whatever your interest is. Anyways, give me a ring and I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Take